Well, speaking of the Suns, they actually knocked LeBron out in the first round.
Yeah, but see, that was I'm not gonna say good for them, but them working on Anthony Davis's limbs. You know, a lot of people say, man, that guy stays hurt. Well, he's 7'2". These limbs are much different than other people's limbs, putting the stress you put on them.
Really?
I mean, these are like skis.
Okay, so you're saying that being that height, your legs just function completely differently than someone who's like 6 feet, 6'5"?
Yeah, like
really?
Even lifting weights, right?
Huh.
So my lever is different. Look, it's way different than yours. Huh. So a 60-pound weight on my arm is different than a 60-pound weight
right.
with those guys with those short levers. And then they lift wrong. And I didn't want to get into, like, I want to get to KD so bad. I want to do anything to make KD right. But like, I have this machine I can't really talk about, but it literally helps you balance and put your body back into, and all you do is standing on it. Guys are throwing weights on their shoulders. Big men throwing that much weight on your shoulder. My spine is a foot longer than everyone else's. Like people don't, they say, well, he's big, he should be, but they don't realize what the body is taking. And as soon as I know Achilles, knee, as soon as I hear ankle, as soon as I hear that, that means the muscles above it are not working properly, because those are your shock absorbers. So if a joint is getting hurt, that means the thigh is really bad. If an ankle, that's the calf. Foot, that's the calf. So, and then once they don't work on that properly, they don't massage it properly, they don't build the muscle back properly, then it's in your hips and your lower back, because your legs are not doing what they're supposed to do. I used to wear knee pads, and Dr. J said, "Why are you wearing knee pads?"
Like in games?
Yeah, I used to wear knee pads.
Okay.
And he goes, "Why are you wearing knee pads?" I said, "Because you wear knee pads." And he goes, "Your knee doesn't hurt?" "Yeah, it hurts right here." He said, "But why are you wearing knee pads?" And I was like, "I just told you. Dr. J wears a knee pad. I guess his knee hurts. When I feel my knee, I want the one Dr. J has." And I was right, but wrong. And he was like, "Nah, you have to get deep muscle massages in your quad, and you have to break down all that and strengthen your quad back so your knee doesn't hurt." And I was like, wow.
I remember when we did an interview with Ricky Williams.
Yep.
And he talked about how, like, his first year, remember there was this big, huge, like, tray, like, I think Mike Ditka, literally took him and had no other players. It was this crazy trade where he had one player for his team and nobody else. And then he got hurt that first season. And he said he just went into the locker room and just bawled like a baby. And then, like, the whole team came in to see him and he was just bawling. And what he said was, that was the point that he realized that there's got to be more to his life than this roller coaster of professional sports. Because at any moment, totally out of your control sometimes, you get injured and then all your future plans just go down the drain.
I thought I had come out of the pit, and I just realized I had just fallen back into it. And so it was humbling. It was humbling, and it was difficult. But the positive side is it got me to realize, if I put all my eggs in this football basket, this is what my life is going to be like. It's up to the football gods. And I realized I need to find something else that I'm interested in, so that I'm not on this roller coaster of good game, bad game, hurt, healthy, And so I started developing other parts of myself.
Well, that's a mentality as well. And I'm just going to say, the reason, it's so funny, when people used to think I was so serious about saying Michael Jordan, I would do it because I just don't like I know people don't know the history of the game. And they only know what they're told when they turn on. And so I said, my favorite player was Bernard King. Bernard King, if anybody from Brooklyn at that time would know, if you were like Bernard or Albert King, but Bernard King was the man. And when Bernard blew his knee up, you would think it was totally over. And then Bernard worked. Next thing you know, he's getting 50 a game again. Couldn't do it like he was always doing it. But Kobe blew out his Achilles, limped off court, You see him train to get it back, to come back to being the player he was, scoring 81 in a game and then 61. I mean,
KD.
Yeah, you can't, like, once it's in, especially now, there's so much that they can do. Sometimes they say if you're a baseball player and you get the Tommy John injury from throwing the baseball, once they do the Tommy John operation, or when you tear your rotator cuff, and they do the Tommy John, whatever it is, operation, your arm is better.
Yeah.
Like, you're throwing better, you're stronger,
Yeah, I heard
because
about
now it's more secure. It's not. So just technology now, medical, like I'm Eastern medicine all day, herbal, Eastern, Ayurvedic, natural remedies. But I'm also knowing that there's a bunch of things that happen in the Western world, in this medical world, that works, like biorhythms, knowing what's going on in your body before. The EECP machine, which is, I had David Bannon was in town last week, and I put him on his machine that literally clears your arteries, makes new arteries, clears your veins.
What, makes new arteries?
Yeah, so what happens in your body?
I mean, you can't make new arteries.
Yeah, so an artery is different from a vein. So artery, so the veins are the main part that go up and down, but the arteries go through the meat of your body. So it's called a mitochondria. Same thing that would be on Earth. Like, so when you look underneath, you can only see it once in a while. There's a connection, and we call them roots. It's the same thing as an artery. So when one stops, and if you keep pushing blood to it, it extends it. So that's what I mean by making new arteries. And just to let everybody know, your cells every 7 years are regenerated. So every 7 years, you become a new person. So there's a lot of new going on in your body if you keep the blood flow. If you keep the blood flow, you don't have as much buildup or cholesterol in your blood, and this machine removes it. Like, Shaq put the machine in his house.
Okay, you're telling me about this.
Yeah, like I put Martin on it, Martin Lawrence, took my boy Swat. I take everybody. I got to take you, like, because we can't have you have
We've
a
talked
heart
about
attack.
this before, yeah.
Right, and it's just you lay there and it works on. So just those things that aren't, I guess, big in the public right now, but there's doctors who have unbelievable. Think about this: Kobe and the quarterback Peyton Manning went to Germany to get their stem cells put back into them so their body can heal naturally. Now, that's an unnatural statement, right? To go in, pull out your stem cells and put them in a different part of your body. But when they realize that how the body mends is by stem cells, so you have a certain amount that's there anyway, and they're going to move like this. But if I put 60 million, they're going to move like this.